Today's program is brought to you by pennystockprofessor.com. For all the best OTCBB stock picks, sign up at pennystockprofessor.com.
Thank you for tuning in to another TBC Daily News Update. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano. Family Dollar Stores Incorporation reported higher than expected quarterly profit and said earnings should top forecasts again this quarter as the discount chain lures more shoppers and improves margins, sending its shares up 8.4%. Family Dollar caters to shoppers with a household income below $40,000, but the retailer has said it is attracting more shoppers with incomes of up to $70,000 as unemployment hovers in double digits and credit remains tight. Last summer, Family Dollar began revamping its stores, giving more room to fast-moving items like food and paper towels. Cutting space for items like clothes, it is also renovating older stores to make them as productive and easy to shop as newer locations. Estimated sales of stores open at least a year, or same-store sales, rose 4% in December, boosted by demand for toys and holiday gifts. Czech Utilities CEZ outlined on Monday its planned power plant shutdowns in 2010, including a 7-week stoppage at Temelin Unit 2 in May and a more than 8-week closure of the nuclear facilities Unit 1 from mid-July. CEZ plans 5 shutdowns over the course of the year of various units at its Dukovany nuclear power plant.
Today's OTCBB Top 10 Volume Trading Companies as of noon are Cord Blood America Incorporated, CBAI, with 248 million shares. Cyberlux Corporation, CYBL, with 126 million shares. Greenshift Corporation, GERS, with 70 million shares. Camelot Entertainment Group Incorporated, CMGR, with 16 million shares. Wellstar International Incorporated, WLSI, with 13 million shares. Golden Eagle International Incorporated, MYNG, with 12 million shares. Angel Acquisition Corporation, AGEL, with 9 million shares. Unico Incorporated, UNCO, with 8 million shares. Metafile International Incorporated, MDFI, with 6 million shares. And Green Energy Live Incorporated, GELV, with 6 million shares.
In fashion news today, the rumor won't die has resurfaced. It has been denied again. When Italiana Daily La Repubblica reported in August 2009 that Prada's bankers had contacted Compagnie Financière Richemont SA about selling a stake to the company, Prada immediately denied the talks. However, today the New York Post had revived the rumors with an exclusive story that Prada was nearing a deal to sell about a third of the company to Richemont. Richemont is expected to take a passive stake under the terms of the deal, which is still subject to sensitive negotiations. Insiders close to the companies believe Richemont could eventually take control of Prada with a majority investment. Yet again, Prada is denying the reports. The Prada Group, which operates Miu Miu, Car Show, and churches, has faced serious financial struggles recently, and despite its debt of approximately $1.44 billion, has claimed to have turned down several investment offers from private equity groups. The potential merger suggested by the Post could create a global luxury powerhouse to compete with Richemont's larger rival, LVMH. Combined, Richemont and Prada would be better equipped to expand into fast-growing markets like China. Mesa Energy Holding Incorporation, an exploration stage oil and gas exploration and production company with a focus on the Marcellus Shale in western New York, has commenced trading as a public company on the NASDAQ over-the-counter bulletin board under the symbol MSEH.OB. CEO of Mesa Energy Holdings Incorporation, Randy Griffin, said, "This is an exciting time for the company as we move up to the PTCBB markets. We now have the ability to pursue additional acquisition and drilling opportunities in the Appalachian Basin as well as in other key oil and natural gas producing areas as we share our business plan with institutional and retail investors who are seeking high-quality investments in the energy sector. Strong demand for natural gas in the northeastern U.S. provides us the opportunity to achieve significant growth and market share in the energy sector, and we will keep our investors informed of our developments." Headquartered in Dallas, Texas, Mesa Holdings Incorporation is a growth-oriented exploration stage oil and gas exploration and production company with a definitive focus on growing reserves and net asset value per share, primarily through development of highly diversified multi-potential, although the company is constantly evaluating opportunities in the nation's most productive basins. The company's primary focus is currently on the Devonian black shales in the northern Appalachian Basin in the western New York. Stocks slipped Wednesday as the dollar weakened slightly, though losses were checked by reports showing an expansion in the U.S. non-manufacturing sector and fewer than expected private sector job losses. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was recently down 11 points at 10,561 after fluctuating between slight gain losses throughout the session. Travelers fell 1.6% after FBR Capital cut its investment rating on the stock market from Outperform. Alcoa gained 3.4% as metals futures climbed. The Nasdaq Composite Index declined 0.3%. The Standard & Poor's 500 share index slid 0.1%, pulled down losses in its telecommunications sector. Materials and energy stocks rose, boosted by a rise in metals futures and oil prices. Market watchers said the midday decline was more a product of early year volatility than a reaction to data or company developments. Google this week is taking 2 dramatic steps to try to catapult devices using its Android mobile operating system into stronger competition with Apple's iPhone and Research in Motion's BlackBerry in the battle for supremacy in the super smartphone category. First, the search giant is bringing out a beautiful, sleek new Android phone, the Nexus 1, built to its specification. Second, it has decided to offer the new phone and future models to consumers directly unlocked via the web and then invite multiple carriers to compete to sell service plans and subsidized versions of the hardware. One carrier is ready to support the Nexus 1 on day one. The U.S. arm of T-Mobile, alongside a Google partner. The new Google phone, built by HTC of Taiwan, will cost $529 unlocked direct from Google at google.com/phone. It will cost $179 from T-Mobile online with a 2-year contract that will set you back $79.99 a month. Verizon Wireless in the U.S. and Vodafone in Europe will sell the Nexus 1 eventually at subsidized prices, but hasn't yet been announced. The company also plans to see the costlier unsubsidized version to consumers in the UK, Hong Kong, and Singapore immediately. Like Americans who buy this unlocked version, these customers will have to purchase carrier services separately, something they should be able to obtain right away by just buying and inserting a SIM card from a carrier with compatible technology. The initial unlocked phone won't work with Verizon or Sprint in the US, nor AT&T's 3G network. Only the latter's slower network. The Nexus 1 finally has the right combination of hardware and software to give Androids a champion that might attract more people away from their iconic iPhones and BlackBerries. It has a larger screen than Apple's phone and is a bit thinner, narrower, and lighter if a tad longer, and it boasts a better camera and longer talk time between battery charges. Now in green news, a tote made from reclaimed plastic bottles, this solar tote from Concord Keystone, is about to debut at CES 2010. Called the 4U2 Reuse Solar Sling, a name that admittedly needs a lot of work. It is one more item in the artillery for getting gadgets off grid, and it happens to be one of the more fashionable powered bags we've seen. The Solar Sling tote bag is made from recycled PET. It comes with an integrated solar panel and battery pack with a USB connector that can charge a variety of devices such as mobile phones and digital cameras while carried in the bag. The press release claims that it's made 100% from recycled plastic, but we're assuming they mean the tote part, since the solar cell and electrical wiring clearly aren't. Still, the company claims it's a more eco-friendly solar cell. The solar cells, however, charges a battery to full with 5 hours of direct sunlight. While that's an average amount of time for solar totes on the market, it's still a long time to have your bag sitting out in the sun. This is one of the more attractive totes we've seen, with the solar cell not sticking out like a sore thumb. So props in that department. But we'd love to see solar cell efficiency boosted so that these bags can charge gadgets in the amount of time it takes to have lunch on the patio of a favorite restaurant or picnic in the park. If totes could do that, we're certain more people would find them useful and possibly get handheld devices off grid altogether.
Thank you for tuning in to another TBC Daily News Update. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.